Hey everybody, welcome back to the adventures of Anton Rayne and Suzerain. What do we got in the news? Chancellor Hegel's disgrace at Alliance of Nations. Alliance of Nations' latest session has ended with many important takeaways. However, the highlight of the gathering was without doubt Chancellor Hegel, the Chancellor of Volksland. In a display of shameful behavior, Chancellor Hegel has repeatedly interrupted the Ignolian Prime Minister, Van Horten, and went so far as to require the intervention of the Speaker. We would like to remind that this was a meeting of the leaders of the world, not a village council. As long as this type of behavior continues, how can we ever expect a peaceful and level-headed resolution for the Helgeland issue? I feel like that's like the last thing that we should care about right now. Let's go to the world stage and then we'll deal with the diplomatic or domestic stuff. CSP warns Grace against formation of anti-Malvanist union. So the commies, the Continental Security Pact, is worried that the alliance of the royals might become against them. I don't know how that's going to affect us. I can't imagine there's much game left. To be honest, I kind of hope we're getting near the end of it. Ado grants Agard observer status, addressing drug trade. So Agard is, I guess that's the quasi-member of Ado. They get a kind of, right there. So they're an observer member of Ado. I don't think that's going to affect us in the least. Maybe I'll be wrong. Let's deal with the things at home. Lockhaven. Republic Avenue looted, oh no! Violent protests throughout Sordland. Authorities in Lockhaven are reporting out-of-control lootings at shops. That's not good. Vice President Klavan consolidates reformist base. Due to our reformist policies, a large majority of the USP reformist voters said that they would likely vote for President Rayne, so we're going to get like 10 votes. In addition, our Vice President, Albin Klavan, has been hosting rallies trying to consolidate their support. Unfortunately, they are only the minority in the USP, so we may have to look for more votes elsewhere. I'm pretty sure it's not a surprise to you. I don't think we're winning re-election. I'd love to be wrong. Don't think I'm going to be. What I do hope, though, is I do hope if we lose, we have broken the grip of the USP, and other parties will be able to come in and do the reforms we couldn't do through our party. Navy oversees import and export flow. Under the orders of the military, Naval Corps are being transferred from the Condriat Naval Base to the port of Lockhaven in order to better oversee the flow of imports and exports into and out of Sordland. I don't know why we needed to know that, but alright, y'all know it. We got in early. Ado modernizes Sordland Air Force. Didn't we already see that? So we get the latest technology in radar systems and cutting-edge bombs, and they're teaching us how to do nighttime bombing. Ado's helping us a lot. Peaceful protest turns violent. What was supposed to be a peaceful demonstration, you know what, who cares? Yeah, our people are always violent. Election poll results. With the election drawing near, our staff at the Marine Palace has concluded general election polls all across Sordland. Our election polls show that roughly 16% of Sordish citizens would vote for the USP in the upcoming election. Well, it looks like our party's dead. That's okay with me. I do wish... There are some severe complaints I have with the game. I'm not going to get into here. One of the things this game is severely missing would be a way to see popularity amongst groups. Something like Tropico has. I feel like it's severely lacking that the game does not have that. It wouldn't save us at this date, but it would have been interesting over our term to see if our policies affected like women voters or liberals or conservatives. But the game just kind of leaves you in the dark about that, and I think that's a poor choice. UN ambassador condemns Sordland. The ambassador has strongly condemned us after the recent rhetoric. I don't care. They can go fuck themselves. What do we got? Private meeting with David Wheatsey. David has scheduled a private meeting with me, but he didn't specify what it was about. I heard a knock on the door. Mr. President, can I come in? I don't know, can you? Ha ha ha! Yes, David, please come in. Thank you. He slowly made his way towards the chair in front of my desk and sat his booty down. First of all, thank you for your time. Dude, I'm about to have a ton of time. You want to take up a hobby together? You want to start a band? I can play guitar or bass. Anything for you, my friend David. Except for, wait, I am mad at you because you dragged me to that stupid, like, UN meeting. I wanted to ask you how you're doing. You know what? I'm fine, David. Thanks for asking. I could say I'm tired, but you know what? I've accepted that the change I wanted to do was not sufficient. That, and, well, I'm not going to get into a diatribe about how I think the economy is broken in this game, but that's a different thing. That's very good. Please be sure to take some time for yourself amid all of this. David, I'm going to have nothing but time shortly. You want to get a paper route together? If you ignore the mental fatigue, it'll slowly creep in on you. It'll poison your thoughts. What do you mean? Like I might become a Chicago Bears fan? Oh my God, that'd be awful. Thank you for your valuable advice, old man friendo. Thank you for taking my advice over the years. Can I blame you for not getting reelected? Well, actually, foreign policy-wise, we did really good. And he was the one who gave us foreign policy advice. I didn't always listen to it, but we did very good on foreign policy. He started coughing. Don't die now, David. What a privilege for me. I had the chance to watch my student grow into a fine, strong leader in my lifetime. What a privilege indeed. You tried your best to bring reform to Sordland. That is valiant in itself. It is okay to feel frustrated by failure, but change, unfortunately, doesn't happen easily. You know what, David? You may have remembered long ago where I told our party, when you were trying to do the constitutional reforms, either you get behind them or we will become irrelevant. We will find out shortly if my prediction was right. Because my guess is our party is about to become irrelevant, and that will be good for the nation. If they don't want to represent the people, somebody eventually will. You paved the way for future generations to follow, and they'll remember you for it. No, they're going to remember me like Jimmy Carter. Though Jimmy Carter's a good guy, so actually that's not all bad. Not a good president, but an amazing dude. I'm going to start building houses for the homeless, and the first house I'm going to build will be one for me. Well, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to remember me for it, but I'll do whatever I can to leave a good world for the ones who will come after us, even if the corrupt people in our party wouldn't. That's the spirit. We can't be sulking about our failures for too long. Oh, otherwise we'll spiral into despair. Well, there's days I like to spiral too. This country doesn't need any more despair. David coughed again. This time for longer. I have a feeling David's time in this world is not for long. I overheard a conversation the other day near a newspaper stand. Uh-oh, old man stories. It piqued my interest, so I kept listening. They were talking about you. Oh, they were probably like, this goddamn no-good president. Aye. They were calling you a die-hard Democrat. I assume they mean in the term of pro-democracy, not the American Republican or Democrat term. They mean in the term of pro-democrat, and that is what we have been. Pro-democracy. What do you think about that? They went wrong. I am a die-hard Democrat, only in the term of democracy, not in the American term, because fuck that party. Fuck all the parties, except for toga parties. My father, Artaurus, was used to say, always know yourself. It's good to know that you do. So, the elections are fast approaching. You know what, David? Now that Caranti is in jail, I wonder if we could steal the keys to that sports car. How about a road trip, my old friend? If you're not going to make it forever, why don't we go get on a road trip? We'll go to small towns, enjoy eating at truck stops and getting drunk and meeting the locals and hope nobody shoots me. How are you feeling about your chances? Have you seen the polls? Our party is going to get like 16% or less of the vote. We would have to get probably all the reformists and the commies aren't going to vote for us, and the capitalists to vote for us. And I'm not sure either. I'm not even sure in the back end of the game how they model any of that. I feel like all the pro-women's votes, all the pro-women legislation we passed, I don't feel like that had changed our popularity at all because we have no feedback. It may have mattered. Maybe some of you who know the back end do. I feel like we did all that stuff for women and it's not going to matter at all because we have no feedback to know. I'll say we'll see. By that, I've already packed my bags. And certainly doesn't suit you, Mr. President. I could say we're definitely going to lose. I'm not going to be like, yeah, we're going to win. It would take a miracle. We would have to have a coalition of the underserved, the underrepresented, and have them be bold enough to put up with the fact that the economy is not great, despite this constantly lying economic growth thing. I'm going to take a little aside. I love most of the game. The economy in this game is bad. It's just broken. I don't mind losing. We lost at the Constitution. That was so fun because we got good feedback. We had an idea of what was going on. This growth meter is worthless. You will see people online. I didn't look it up until after I'd played it because I didn't want anything spoiled, or say, just ignore this. And yet this is your central thing to see. If you want to see another Let's Play of this, watch The Historical Gamer. He did a Twitch stream of this, and he put that on YouTube. Even him, he did way better with the economy than I did. Same thing, constantly telling you the economy is getting better, and it's not. And I don't know. I went off on a tangent because I hate that part of the game. I'll be honest, I don't like the game. And I hate to say it now. Like, I love the first 95% of the game, but because this gives you the wrong information and encourages you to make bad decisions and you don't know what's going on, it has just ruined the game for me. Moving on. Yeah, I'm afraid I have an announcement to make to you. Yeah, you're dying. Go on. No, wait, no, why? What's wrong? After the term is done, I'll be retiring. David, we're all going to be retiring. Have you not seen the polls? Me too. I chose to retire. I could tell him I can't accept this, dude. I don't think I'm going to be around. For what reason, David? Is it because you're dying? I've been in this line of work for many decades now. I'm going to let him say his bit. Like, I don't think we're getting reelected, but if he wants to get this off his chest, he's been a good friend. He's been our probably second best advisor after Lucian. I swore an oath to myself many years ago. I would quit if I ever felt like I didn't have the physical capability to serve anymore. At that point, I would become a hindrance. That time has come, Mr. President. My bones are aching, my hands are shaking, and my voice is failing. Besides, I'm sure you can find a younger minister who has a little more full of life. A minister of what, my cardboard box? I guess, I mean, I can go visit Peter in jail and be jealous that he gets 3 meals a day. He winked at me and chuckled, which turned into another cough. You know what, David? You've been a mentor, a teacher, and a friend. Thank you for your service to this country. It was an honor, Mr. President. David stood up to leave. David, steal all the stationery you can. It's not really stealing. If it's got our name on it, they're not going to need it after today, or whenever the election is. We're going to have stationery for years. I'm going to give him a hug. See ya, buddy. Before I go, I want to mention something. It better not be you got a boner when I hugged you. He looked around before grabbing my arm and lowering his voice. We're probably being watched, so I must be very brief. Be careful of the military. I think they're planning something. Like a coup? Maybe we could let them take charge and blame them for the economy. Oh. I've lived long enough to see 2 coups in my lifetime. And let's just say I've gotten better at recognizing the signs. Oh, you must be careful. Oh, what happened to my father, Anton? Just be careful and take care of your family. This is the last piece of advice for me. I'm leaving. Like in a balloon, like in Wizard of Oz. I don't know how to turn it around. He suddenly raised his voice again. Best of luck, Anton. Thank you. He turned around and left. Oh, great, we're gonna get military coup. Can't we just go lose the election and move on? I don't want to get shot. What do we got in the news? Lilius Graf challenges Anton Rayne. So we already know that. She left our administration. Shockwaves ran through the United Sordland Party as one-time Interior Minister announced her intention to challenge President Rayne for party leadership. A staunch defender of the USP Solist roots, Graf began the term as a close ally to Rayne, but increasingly disagreed with the direction which the president was taking the party. In a party congress to be held at the Grand National Assembly, both Graf and Rayne will have a chance to make speeches, after which USP members will choose rather to keep or oust their incumbent candidate. I'm so popular, and I do all the things they love. Why would they get rid of me? People's Front coming strong, says the radical. I don't care about that. That's the alliance of the Workers' Party of Bludia and the Commie Party under Maliki. He's alright, Monsoon Leaky. And apparently Arcasia and CSP, their forces, are kind of checking each other right now. And David Weesey retires. Yeah, that's too bad. The Rayne administration has not yet announced a potential replacement for Mr. Weesey should Rayne be elected to a second term. I think you're putting the cart before the horse there, Geopolitico. What else we got news-wise? Oh, this Arcasia CSP shit? Vice Chairman Ayotake of the United Assembly of United Canada has made a groundbreaking announcement. It's proposed the World Revolution Manifesto, a revolutionary vision calling for an ideological shift towards for communism. Yeah, okay. Yeah, alright. They want more people to be commies. Edo signs non-aggression pact for 3 years with Enraka. Excellent. I feel like most of the CSP stuff we see could be cut in half. Like, this affects us at least, right? Edo's making more friends. They're making one with the Federation of the Ankren Isles by signing a non-aggression pact with them. That's awesome sauce. As Edo continues to grow its influence, and they are our friend and ally. What do we got going on here? USP Congress called, with the now ex-Interior Minister Lilia Graf challenging President Rayne following her resignation. A Congress has been called at which members of the USP will determine the party's future leadership at the Grand National Assembly. Both Graf and Rayne will make speeches, after which the votes will be cast. And, yeah, okay. Let's do it! When's the military gonna coup us, though? The door opened and Lucian entered. Mr. President, there's a problem. Just one? And? Some cabinet members said they wanted to speak to you urgently. You're right, that is a problem. Hide me. They are in the White Room. Please follow me. Lucian, do I have to? We started walking. What's so urgent? I was just told to come get you, sir. I opened the doors and we entered the White Room. I looked around. Simon was sitting, playing with the pen in front of him. Pascal looked incredibly stressed. He wiped off his sweat. Did I fire you, Pascal? I don't think I did. I think I was going to, but I didn't. So why did y'all call me in here?
Mr. President, we are here to let you know that we're handing you our resignations.
Okay. I could say, I see you're trying to sabotage me. Nah. Alright. Why? What is the meaning of this?
Exactly what it looks like. We're resigning from our positions in the cabinet. We have our own reasons, but we simply cannot go on anymore after what happened.
You motherfucker. You're the one who was supposed to turn the economy around. But why? What are your reasons, Simon? I think Lilius maybe won them over. Probably by saying, do you want to stay on a sinking ship? How dare you leave the SS Anton Rayne? It is the unsinkable ship. Oh, I hit an iceberg.
I suppose we owe you an explanation. The government has not done enough, and now we have polio cases popping up everywhere around Sordland. Even in Wholesword. Who knows, soon it might be you or your own family. If you are not going to take responsibility for it, then I will as the Minister of Health.
You should have been responsible for it. I gave you money for vaccines, dude. That was your job. You're taking responsibility by resigning? That doesn't even make sense, Pascal. It seems like you're trying to run away from your ineffectual leadership as a cabinet minister.
I am resigning because someone in our government has to admit that we made mistakes. Our people are dying, Mr. President. We are clearly not fit to lead. Otherwise, we would have done something about the situation.
We did. We went into a spiraling debt crisis because I paid for vaccinations. We still aren't out of debt. It did irreparable harm to the economy.
I will hand you my resignation once our term is done, Mr. President.
I don't know if he realizes he probably's not going to have to.
I have failed my mission as the Minister of Economy.
Now that I agree with Simon.
During our term, instead of stopping the recession, we have made it worse and entered the Swordish Depression.
Despite the fact that last meeting he said trade is at an all-time high, despite the fact he said that during our administration we have doubled production in this country, or whatever, and we're still in a recession, I don't know. That gets into the problems I have with what's broken about the economy and feedback, especially with this.
I blame myself for this. I couldn't offer you better solutions. I have proven that I am unfit to serve as the Minister of the Economy in Sordland. I will resign at the end of our term.
Great. You quit after you smashed our ship into the iceberg. Good. At least you have some thank you. It's been a pleasure to work with you, numbnuts.
Likewise, Mr. President.
You can't live in my box, though. I took a deep breath. Oh! I looked at their determined faces. I could say I accept your resignation, now get out of my face. I'll be polite. Why not? I have no choice but to accept your resignations. Now get out of here. The ministers left, and I took a seat alone in the White Room. You know what, Lucian? We're running. Why couldn't we got rid of all these losers long ago? Like when it would have been useful. It's now me and you and Nia, and we still got, we got Boy Wonder, but hey, you know, the number of idiots we're losing is quick. He was a true bureaucrat with a clear purpose. I respected that about Hull. No, I don't. I don't do that at all. I couldn't stand Hull. He was an a-hole. Pascal wasn't that useful to the administration anyway. The polio crisis wasn't fixed during the term, and the damages that were felt in the country. Yeah, admittedly, Pascal did not get more funding for health, but I gave him funding for this. He did not do a particularly good job. Maybe I should have just privatized healthcare. People come and people go. Such is life. C'est la vie. Well, those numbnuts are gone. Is that what the Codex information is about? Probably. Our cabinet shrinks. Pascal resigned due to disagreements with the president. Simon resigned because he's an incompetent idiot. Come on, let's be honest. They are fleeing a sinking ship. Next time, we'll see what the news is. We'll deal with we'll deal with our party conference. And then if there's a military coup, I guess. David seems to think there's going to be. Maybe we should just let Lilius take over, so the military can go after her. That, or she could be in bed with the military. That would actually be a problem. We don't want the military to take over if we can avoid it. Anton Rayne is almost done with his term, but he doesn't want to undo the freedoms we've been able to bring to people. I'll see you next time in what I hope will be the last episode.